Player of the week, 2 rookies.
Yeah, simultaneous,
same
Corbin
time.
Carroll, Gunnar Henderson,
just going off Utah Street, and I think he's it's exciting. Like, those were the two kids that everybody was hoping that would pan out. Obviously, the Diamondbacks rewarded with his projected value with the extension that they gave Corbin Carroll, and he's proved every single bit of it this year. I mean, for being a little guy, hitting 13 homers, pretty special. And I think Gunnar Henderson's just getting it, just finding his stride right now. And I tell you what, if that kid finds a stride right now, that AL East and that team has already been able to do, and hanging with the AL East and kind of turn some heads. And if he gets hot, like, that's just one more piece to that squad in the East. And if you look at it, like, you kind of think about, you look at the Rays and you just look at every person in the lineup. Is like, you don't have to deal with Yandy, then you're gonna have to deal with Wander. If you don't deal with Wander, you're gonna have to deal with Siri. If you don't have to deal with Siri, you're gonna have to. It's like across the board. And I think if this kid gets hot, like, who knows what's gonna happen in Baltimore.
Yeah, no, and here's the thing. He's kind of taking a normal progression, right? Like, didn't start off hot, but I think in June he's hitting over 400. Obviously won the Player of the Week. You and I both know Baltimore is a very offensive park, man, especially when it heats up during the summer, and it's hot there now. So, I don't think there's any reason to believe he's not going to stay hot now that he's got his feet on the ground, got some confidence going. The O's are obviously playing well, dude. There's a lot of snowball there. That's a good thing. I think there's reason to believe he's going to keep going. I like the kid, but I will say the Corbin Carroll guy, man, it is it's a unique skill set, man. It reminds me, we were talking about this before we got on, it reminds me of a young Mookie Betts, man. Obviously left-handed, but in terms of just pure ability, Corbin Carroll is probably a little bit faster. Obviously, just ask him. I'm sure he would tell you, but it's a similar skill set, man. An undersized guy, relatively speaking, that's got juice, that can do anything on the baseball field. But he can do anything, man. Like, it's
juice. Yeah, 13 homers. And granted, I don't know many, we're not going to nitpick here. I don't know how many have been hit in Arizona, which is a very favorable ballpark. But
sure.
Like, I mean, you see him, like, the cat, number 2 catch of the month on, plays in May was Corbin Carroll. I swear he ran like 60 yards for this ball in the outfield. And, like, didn't even have to lay out head first. It was kind of like a slide with like an extendo arm. And, but you look at the stats, like 13 homers, he's got some pop. But if you look at the defensive statistics and the defensive metrics, like as far as feet per second covered, ground covered, plays made, percentile, like, special for sure.
Yeah, no, there's nothing on a baseball field he can't do. It's not an accident that Arizona gave him the extension, like you mentioned. He's going to be a cog in that lineup for a long time. The only thing you worry about with a guy like that is, obviously being such a fast guy, being built the way he's built, is the soft tissue injuries potentially. But I love it, dude. He's fun to watch. The Diamondbacks are in first place, man. By the way,